Hello again, friends. On today's video, I'll be replacing the control arm that controls the toe and camber on the rear wheels of these cars. These cars are notorious for having the inner side of the wheel chewed up because they have that slight 2.5-degree camber from the factory, and that's the bushings and all those links start wearing out. This car will start to sag and will start to chew up the wheels in the inside. So replacing them will save your tires, make your car feel good, and take the nice corners that you expect from this car. Let's go. I got new parts, Lamforder, and I think this one's a TRW, this one is a Lamforder. So the reason I'm doing this is because the rear tire, I noticed starting to wear unevenly, starting to wear out on the inside. So I looked it up. Usual causes are these two, but I'll take this off. There's a couple bolts on here, and then there's two 18 millimeters. So if you can see it there, well, but it's kind of hidden behind the coil springs. But yeah, you take that one out, 18 millimeter, and then another 18 millimeter on that side, and then these two. This one is just one bolt here. Same thing for this ones. I think these ones are 18 and then 21 or 16, I think, on this side, and this one might be a 21 here. So to do that, I had to remove my suspension shock. So my shocks had to go out because there's not much room between the upper control arm when you're trying to take it out, and you also have to unclip these brake lines and ABS lines so that you can take it out. But yeah, I'll show you how the rest goes. Okay, so before I start working on this, I like using a PB blaster. Just helps with cleaning and also taking stuff out. Just gonna clean it up a bit so it doesn't drip everywhere, and put some cardboard in the bottom. That will help. So the best thing I found was one of these offset wrenches, 18 millimeter. I'll hook this one in there. Come on. And then same thing with the other side. There's not much room because the frame is there. So another wrench. Okay, let's give it a go. The best way to do it is like just slight tap tap tap, and kind of should come out. There we go. That's loose now. It's all both 18 on this side. Okay. Once you take it out, unless you got the new bolt for it, want to make sure you're careful when you're taking it out. So what I did is I put one of my pry bars in here and kind of pushed up from there and took it out, because I am reusing the bolt, and this is kind of a special bolt. It's not just any bolt that you can find. It has a special locking washer, which I'll take off and I'll show you guys. I put a little pry bar there. Just try to push it out, and I think it's better to take the bolt side out, because once you take the bushing side out, it's kind of hard to remove that bolt. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I think it's better to take from the frame off first. You got it out from one side at least, then you can start working on the bushing side. So this is out now, and it shouldn't be too hard to take it out once this bushing side is out. That's the washer I'm talking about. Yeah, it's nice to get the magnet. So you can see it's a special type of washer, just to fit, custom fit on the bolt. So clean this up, or make sure you order one if yours is like really rusted out. Mine is okay. It's just like a little surface rust. I'll just brush it off with a wire brush and that should be okay. So now I'll be working on the bushing side. Okay. Seems like it's turning, but I don't know if the whole thing is turning with the bushing. Get a look in there. There we go. It's spinning actually without the 7mm. Nice. This is why it's nice to use some penetrant. Okay, now it's spinning. So another option, it's probably a better option, is to just use a vice grip. yeah, so get the idea. Just undo that. Right, so I managed to take the nut off. Hold here and push. Kind of gives me a little bit more space. And then this guy, there we go. So this side is out. And then what I'll do is, and you can see how bad it is. This is, yeah, it's moving a lot. So once you get this side loose, what you do is you bend it, because then kind of gets out of the way from that coil spring. So you kind of bend it like this and it should come out. There you go. That's out. So this is that special bolt I was talking about. You can see it has like a little different kind of surface. And when you take this out, I forgot to mention, it's good to count the threads of how many threads it had, so that, you know, on your way to the alignment shop you don't have a hard time. But it only goes one way, as you can see, and then tightens. So to get the upper control arm, spinning. There it is. So that's out. That's good. Then with these clips, just be careful not to break them. You kind of get on under. Let me get the light closer. Kind of getting up underneath and just, you know, work it slowly. There you go. Same thing with this one. You know, you can work from the corner and go to the center, boom. And then this one, you go from this side. And, you know, be careful when which side you're doing. This is the passenger side. If you're doing the driver's side, it's gonna go from this side, but it's just because you're spun around. So 3 clips. There's a 4th one here. So okay, all 4 are out. And then in the back, I think it's the brake line, goes into another, there's another piece that holds it. So I'll do that, but first you got to do the bolts up under there, like in here. So that's going to be a little challenging, but that's the next thing to do. So you put the 18 with the offset on this side, and then space is limited, but figure out, you know, if it's another wrench you have to use, that's another one. But in my case, I'm able to put this in and extend it. Okay, you know, again, 118 on the other side, and ratchet on this side until the bolt comes out. So next, I just gotta tap it a bit, maybe, to make sure it comes out. I have a lot of room. Next, I used a little bit of small one of these plier things to take out the tools. If you're not sure how it is, you know, always good to take a picture. So the bolt is out. What I did was I, you know, moved this a little bit, and I used my pry bar, stuck it, you know, kind of went through the springs, you know, used the edge of it has a washer, the bolt itself, so I kind of got there and moved it around and kind of pried it so that it's halfway out, which is okay, I think. And then next, I'll get a hammer and take it out from the ball joint side. Just, you know, tap, 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 tap. Now, regardless of how much you hammer it and whatever, you're not going to be able to take it out because the suspension has to come out. Now, the suspension uses a 22mm bolt just in the bottom there. This one here, put a nut on the other side, a 22mm wrench, and take it out. But when you take it out, you have to put your jack stand on, not the jack stand, but the jack underneath, lift it up so that it's kind of level on each side, and then it easily comes out. So keep the nut, make sure you have your stuff together, because you reuse it. So with the jack on it, easily comes out. Simple. Then what you need to do is pry it off. So that's out. Get my pry bar. There we go. So that's out. That should help in removing it. There you go. The bolt is out. Good. Come on. There we go. And it's out. Threaded around a few things, so let me get that light out and I'll show you how to take it out. Okay, so when you take it out, kind of, and yeah, there we go. So like I mentioned, there's one piece here that you'll need to remove. It's this guy there. So again, I would use this to take it out. Come on. There she goes. There's this. Perfect. Sucker's out. And see how bad it moves. Yeah. Now you're gonna reuse this plastic clip to hold all the cables. You need to do this 8mm. Take it out, and then there's gonna be like it's just held in there as a placeholder, so you just slide it out. Okay, so next you just put this piece on the new control arm. Comes out like that. Put it in the hole. Slide it over the top. That's another plastic piece. Slide that on here, and then bring the bolt back. It's a tiny bolt. There we go. That. And don't forget to clip everything back together. So it's a bit of a struggle once you put it in, but just gotta pull on this. Make sure you don't pull in the brake line, but just pull here, trying to wiggle it in. So now the ball joint side is in. Now I'm going to do, just put so I don't forget the bolt, I'll just kind of tighten there a little bit. And then next, it's going to be this other arm. Same thing here. You want to put this one first before you put your ball joint side on. So putting this bolt back in, it's a little difficult task, but you got to start it kind of skewed that way. Thread it in as much as you get it close as you can to the other side. So now I could kind of see where the other edge is. Okay, so you kind of come in here, lift it up, and just do your best to figure it out. There we go. Whoop. Banging on the camera pretty good. Head. Now the bolt is out on the other side. Wow. So remember, the washer goes on a specific way. So get the bolt aligned to that specific way, and then put it in. That's good. And then I got my nut. Start it. Whoop. And start threading it, but don't tighten it, because you're gonna have to get the bushing side as well, and just don't want it to come out on me while I'm gonna wrestle with it on the bushing side. So basically that's that. Same thing when you're putting the bushing side in. I would probably move it a little bit just so that's traction easier. And then you gotta push, counter on this side. Okay. Fuck, almost. Oh man. There we go. It's got tracking now. If you tap. There we go. So that's it. Kind of like that. And now I got everything in. Voila. Alright, so as you can see, I got my jack right under my, the lower section of the wheel there. And then the control arms, now I have to tighten them because the suspension has been loaded now. I put the bolt back in for my shock. Next I'm gonna tighten for where that suspension arm link is, and also at the upper control arm connection point over there. It's important to do these with the suspension loaded, because once you put the car back onto the ground, you won't have any, bushings won't prematurely wear out that way. It's not really a good way to put a torque wrench in, so I'm gonna try to feel it. And I already counted the threads earlier. It was about 3 threads were showing, and I'm gonna do the same thing. So now I see 1, 2, so I need one more thread to show. So just kind of tighten it. That's how I'm showing you right here. There we go. And then that one gets stuck. Now let me check how many threads I got. 1, 2, and 3 threads shown. Okay, so that's good. So I'm happy with that. I'm still gonna take it to the alignment shop to get it nice and the camber and the toe and the caster, or the positive and negative, all that stuff. They have their machines, they'll do it there. Now I'm gonna do the control arm side. Managed to get my socket wrench on this side, and it's not really spinning, so just a couple taps. Next I'll just release the tension from the jack, suspension lowers, and then I'll just finish off the ones on the bushing side. Okay, so for now tightening these need to be don't need to be under load, but just press it up. It's kind of hard to get a socket in there, so fortunately I just have to do this. Maybe someday I'll buy a ratcheting set, but for now this is what I got. Okay, so this piece is done. It's pretty tight. Next is this guy. This one I might be able to use my impact. Okay, looks like it's in pretty well. And this one I can torque. So the torque value for this one is, this is it here, 165 Newton meters. Okay, that's that.